Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book American Crisis, a creation by Andrew M. Cuomo. American Crisis, 2020, unveils the unvarnished account of Governor Andrew Cuomo's handling of the COVID-19 crisis in New York, one of the most severely impacted states in the United States. It sheds light on the measures Cuomo undertook to navigate New York during the initial stages of the pandemic, within a nation governed by a president Cuomo perceives as lacking in leadership capabilities. Furthermore, it highlights the essence of genuine leadership, necessitating qualities like forthrightness and openness, effective communication, and empathy towards fellow individuals. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Andrew M. Cuomo became the 56th governor of New York in 2011, succeeding his father, Mario Cuomo. He is a lawyer and a member of the Democratic Party. Cuomo has written 2 books, All Things Possible, Setbacks and Success in Politics and Life, and Crossroads, The Future of American Politics. With 8 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On StoryPlanet.net. To start, the text emphasizes the importance of leadership during a global crisis and encourages readers to discover what it takes to become an effective leader in such situations. In March 2020, Governor Andrew Cuomo was informed by his secretary that New York had registered its first case of COVID-19. However, Cuomo knew that the virus had been circulating in the city for weeks or even months before this. He realized that America was unprepared for the situation. Cuomo created an action plan to manage the virus, navigated the challenges of large-scale testing, and showed vulnerability as a leader to gain public support. Key idea number 1. The virus was present in New York before the outbreak occurred. On March 1st, the first case of coronavirus in New York City was reported. Despite warnings, people in New York were not concerned about the virus. The federal authorities gave out incorrect information about the source of the virus, leading to mistakes by public health agencies. The CDC tested the wrong people, resulting in a lower number of reported cases. The virus had actually arrived in New York from Europe weeks before. The federal government made other mistakes throughout the crisis. Key idea number 2. During a crisis, effective leaders must prioritize communicating accurate and relevant information to the public while avoiding causing unnecessary panic or alarm. Cuomo held a press conference about COVID-19 and began daily briefings. He aimed to provide factual information without causing panic. However, he made a mistake by using the term containment zone, which made people think they would be confined. He realized the importance of clear communication in crisis situations. Key idea number 3. New York created the first COVID test in the US. New York State realized the importance of testing early on in the COVID-19 crisis. Testing in the US is complex, and there is no national system in place. New York was the first state to develop its own COVID test. Initially, testing capacity was limited as specimens had to be sent to the CDC lab in Atlanta. The CDC test kits provided were found to have flaws. In response, New York created its own test using more reliable chemicals. This allowed for faster and more reliable testing, and New York became a leader in testing in the US. Key idea number 4. The coronavirus pandemic highlights the importance of having a public health system in a country. In March, the coronavirus exposed many problems in American society, including a weak public health system. New York faced a surge in cases and not enough hospital capacity. Cuomo created a plan called Surge and Flex to coordinate hospital capacity and resources. This plan allowed hospitals to request transfers, staff support, and equipment. The operation was implemented quickly and successfully. Key idea number 5. Emotional displays and showing compassion are vital for leaders to gain public support. During the COVID-19 crisis, Governor Cuomo learned that showing emotion and vulnerability as a leader was crucial for connecting with and reassuring the public. He decided to be more emotionally expressive during his briefings, accepting the risk that came with it. Cuomo believed that by showing his own vulnerability, he could help others deal with their fears and vulnerabilities. He implemented Matilda's Law to protect seniors and the vulnerable and emotionally conveyed the message that everyone needed to work together and support each other during this difficult time. He shed a tear on camera to show his authenticity and to gain public trust. Key idea number 6. President Trump's main focus was to reopen the economy. 6 weeks after the first case in New York, the number of COVID-19 cases had plateaued, but Governor Cuomo felt it was still too fragile to reopen society. President Trump, however, prioritized reopening the economy over public health. He had not provided much assistance to states and left them to manage the crisis on their own. Trump wanted to reopen the states, but legally, governors had the authority to make COVID-19 decisions. Cuomo appealed to the White House lawyers, challenging the president's authority, and within 24 hours, Trump agreed to let governors decide on reopening plans. Key idea number 7. Following the death of George Floyd, New York experienced both a social crisis and a public health crisis. Governor Cuomo's morning briefing was interrupted by the video of George Floyd's death in Minneapolis. New York was already facing a social crisis and a public health crisis due to the coronavirus. Cuomo supported the protests and acknowledged the systemic racism behind Floyd's murder. He had to balance supporting the protesters and preventing the spread of the virus. Cuomo signed executive orders to provide COVID-19 tests for protesters and protect private business owners. He aimed to bring calm and be a leader during this national reckoning. Key idea number 8. New Yorkers' unity played a crucial role in reducing the number of COVID-19 cases. Governor Cuomo held briefings for 110 days, discussing how New York turned things around and lowered infection rates. The unity of New Yorkers was key to their success. Lower-income communities like Elmhurst were hit hard due to lack of healthcare access and housing shortages. Experts doubted New York's ability to flatten the curve quickly, but the community came together to support each other. Retired healthcare professionals and students volunteered to help, resulting in significant contributions. Cuomo ended the briefings on the 111th day with a sense of accomplishment and confidence in the people of New York. In conclusion, the federal authorities gave incorrect information about the source of COVID-19 in New York, leading to the virus spreading unnoticed. Governor Cuomo and his team worked diligently to manage the spread, creating their own coronavirus test and setting up a health coordination system. However, their efforts would not have been successful without the commitment and sacrifice of the people of New York. As a leader in a crisis, it is important to identify and prioritize key responsibilities. Governor Cuomo carried a note card with 4 main responsibilities, including staying focused and positive. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on StoryPlanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on StoryPlanet.net.